Okay, chat. This is Bonsert, and today I am doing a little bit of a drawing stream, something that I want to get off the ground. Um, and we'll see how that it goes. So it's something that I need to do anyway, because I am talking with a new artist which I hope to introduce during the course of the upcoming Kickstarter, and then we can move forward on the next book, which is going to be the Casket Girls. And when it's nearly done, the special edition of the thumbnail didn't work. Oh well. The special edition of the comic is nearly done, so I'm very happy about that. And yeah, if you are watching this and you'd like to join me, work on your own stuff, we can do that. Talk about design. I recently made a video on the steampunk aesthetic, and yeah, we'll see where this adventure will take us. And I don't know if I will leave these streams up. Guess it will kind of depend if we get proper feedback on these things. Which also reminds me that I want to do a writing workshop in one of the coming weeks. So I need to plan a date for that as well. Probably a weekend. And yeah, we'll see. So the idea about this train is that it's going to be a kind of passenger train for the French penal forces. And yeah, I still need to develop a whole lot for them. So my illustrator knows what she has to draw. Communication during things like this, during the commissioning process, is one of the hardest things, because you don't want to waste anyone's time. And yeah, you gotta be as clear as possible. Now, I already kind of made a personal transport carrier, which is well, not that great, but it works. I mean, I can kind of like explain what I did and things that I needed to take into account. Um, Let me see. Let me maximize this. God damn it! I need to work on this. I need to better prepare these things. Can I? There we go. That's better. Uh. So yeah. So these are what I produced last time. I'm not. Troop sleepers. There we go. So yeah, I last time I created kind of like an officer cart and a, how do you call it? Um, oh, I forgot what it is, but this is the room for the conductors and the guards. Let me arrange this. There we go. So yeah, this is a penal troop thing. So these are, although kinda volunteers, they are also convicted criminals who, in order to get their sentence suspended or shortened at least, they joined this penal legion. Excuse me. And I also made like a interior shot of how the cells worked. And I needed to make that fit within a carriage width of 3.5 meters, and the carriage length is 15 meters, which is already a bit on the long side. I'm writing in metric, of course. Yeah, and then there's the gauge, which is the distance between the train wheels themselves. So that's also another problem that I had to take into account. And one of the problems we now have in the world building is, are we going to assume that every country uses the same track gauges? So if your tracks are too wide, for example, can you still um, yeah, does every country in Europe, in this case, have the same track gauges? Which is kind of a big deal if you want to have a rapid deployment force like this Penal Legion dealing with all these alien invasions that are coming. Now, and the next question is, how are these armored trains designed? They are with how do you say, equipped with artillery installations. Let me check if our communication is working. Yes, it is. So let's see. And what do armored trains look like? I mean, Russia's using an armored train at the moment. Somehow, some way. So yeah, these are a real thing. And it's interesting, like these have, like the ones I'm looking on Google, at Google now, a lot of interesting designs, very interesting designs, and every country has their own take on armored trains. It's very interesting. And wow, there's even a shot of the Russian armored train fighting. There is this one that really looks like a battleship. And, oh, here's a 1915 armored train that looks really, really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make it vaguely resemble that one. I'm gonna copy this image. So I'm gonna start using this as a design. This is a 1915 armored train, apparently. Like, I am no train expert at all. But right now, this is the one that appeals most to me. Well, there's also one from a video game that also looks pretty awesome, to be honest. Yeah, so this one has a turret in the front. I don't know if I like that idea. But for the sake of argument, I'm just gonna start with the front and see what comes out of it. Like, I'm trying to strike a balance between what pops into my head, and I'm also using an Xpen, by the way, for the people wondering. Xpen 2.1 Pro from the top of my head. I got this refurbished, and as I said, so this is what it would look like if I used the design from the Russian side. But I have this scene in my head that I really want to do at some point. And that requires a lot of violence. However, there is something interesting I now notice. And that is that it has like an attachment point in the front next to the lamp. This is the lamp. So it can be, I don't know what this part is, but I'm gonna draw it there anyway. So I'm gonna put the cannon a bit higher. So yeah, this is a cannon that gets swept from left to left, but I don't like that cannon there. I don't think it's very useful for the purpose. I imagine this machine to be more of an artillery installation. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this a bit wider, a bit blockier, so the crew has room. Now this armor, this is by the way 1870. By the way, so this is not made for human on human warfare. It's made to combat monsters. So a lot of melee-esque melee-based countermeasures, I should say. I'm also gonna have to assume I'm gonna do something weird. I don't know if this is something that is done. So first of all, the front part, you know, what old steam locomotives are well known for, is very pointy. So it has this upward sloping thing. So if anything tries to block this thing by getting in front of it, it's gone. And that also means we're gonna remove the lamp. Removing the lamp. We're gonna leave that around. So that is... Where is this gonna go? I think it's gonna go here. So the cannon cannot get in the way. Ah, look, it's starting to look like something. There you go. So the cannon doesn't get in the way. There we go. Lamp. Let's put on a second lamp there, just in case. I mean, that if you're being engaged by aliens, that thing is gonna break. And yeah, all those trains have like the magnet part here. So yeah, what I think what they've done is they've made a kind of like a hole in there, hole in the grating between the bars. So it kind of like, maybe it's something that they need to move out a little or not. I don't know. I don't have a straight answer to that. Let's see. So what is probably the case, right? The case. Oh, let me remove that title. That is confusing. Here we go. So what probably is the case, that this is not this. Excuse me. Why is this not cooperating? There we go. So that is the front card, but it's not the main engine. So the engine card is behind that. So if you have this one, let's say you've got like this. Well, it kind of looks like a ship. Very fitting, because this is kind of like what the ship bows of French ships look like. So then you have that magnet over there. Can't have it stick out too much, otherwise they cannot attach the damn thing. Let's see. Is anything happening in the chat? Let's see. And if people have ideas, comments, or questions not related to the train, maybe related to the last video, don't be scared. Just ask me. Now I'm just, going through the process. So that's the lamp, that's the ramp. Let's see. So we've got the lamp. Let's say I imagine the turret is more to the back. Yeah. The turret is more to the back. Now another question is, would they have like a sloped roof? I don't know. What do you think, Dad? Should it have a sloped roof here? Like here? So, I mean, if an alien tries to climb on top, it's a bit harder. So there's a very, very little slope. But at least there is no, let's say, no ridge for them to attach themselves to, you know? Like, I mean, would aliens engage such a thing? I mean, if they have a kind of hive mind, they probably would. I guess we could make it maybe a bit more interesting and make this thing like a snub nose, like that it's meant for high-powered explosives. That could be an idea. Let's see. Oh, I can stream this, of course. Let's also stream it to our Discord so people know what's going on. There we go. Okay, so we have that. So let's see. Well, one thing that I'm struggling with in this universe is what is their approach to armored vehicles, especially if they're not made to combat humans. Let's make this as dull as possible. Let's make this look as primitive as this can be. Just a bland flat turret with a little roof, just for the reasons that I explained before. Oh. Hello. What's wrong? Oh, wait, what? Oh, I accidentally activated the color picker. Okay, there we go. So that's that sloped area. The roof is sloped. What else? What else do I need to think about? Machine gun holes. Yeah, probably. Probably very much. So, machine guns. Do they work? I don't know. I don't know if those work. But they're there anyway. For reasons. I don't know if they'll work. But, I mean, that's one of those things that we can always decide in the... when I write the stories. I mean, there's going to be a lot on these machines that simply doesn't work. I had a conversation with somebody about that today when I posted our airship that's going to be in our special edition comic that's coming to Kickstarter this month. Yes. I don't know what's behind here. Doesn't matter. It's interesting that they have all these hatches. I'm gonna assume that's for maintenance on the wheels. It's a pretty useful thing to have, you know. Access to wheels. Okay. Are they gonna have a machine gun in the front? Do notice that many of them do have, not all of them. Kind of think of it, the French like round shapes. Make them a bit more French. I'm gonna give them, I'm gonna make this round. Yes, we're gonna make this round. Look at that, it looks already more French. No, I'm not being facetious, I'm dead serious. If you look at early tanks, particular the early French tanks, they all look very, very much like this. Asymmetrical, kind of like they try to bring Art Nouveau back in their tanks, really. God, what was it? The ATX? Oh God, what was that tank called again? But it also called the Ugly Duckling. The ATX 40, something like that. And it was like this ugly duckling of a tank. And I was like, oh man, you can immediately insert it in the steampunk setting. I love that thing. It was also a bitch of a tank in, what is it called? World of Tanks. Let's make this one a little bit less clownish. That doesn't help much, but better. So yeah, let's make that turret round as well. Let's clean this up a little bit. Starting to look a little bit like a Matryoshka. Also kind of, this thing is turned sideways, so there we go. Oh, now it looks like it has a face. But that's okay. Some dents in there. That rounded curve goes well with the, yeah, it looks a bit weird, probably. Oh God, what is it? What is that tank called? Tank, Ugly Duckling. Ugly Duckling. What is it called again? No, yes, the Ugly Duckling. Quack quack. Yeah, AMX 40, you see? Oh, the South 40 is also nice. And, oh, that's a tank destroyer with a rotating turret. Huh. Huh. No, let's try. Let's try if I can make something based on the sow. Let's see. Let's assume let's keep on the same height. We're gonna take on the same curved ramp here in the front. But instead of the fully round one, what we're gonna do, it's gonna have like a sloped little thing here, like round slope. There we go. And then it's gonna have like just like the sow. It's like this indentation, kind of like rounded indentation there. For the lamp, of course, it has the lamp there. So then the lamp is nice and snug and cannot be hurt as easily by them aliens. Yes, I don't know what that is supposed to be, but they needed some room there. It's becoming higher. Well, we'll fix that later. Okay, and then they have this weird kind of rounded rounded thing that kind of meets up at the back there. Then it kind of goes around back here. It looks more alive. It looks more unique. And then they have this cute little turret over here. Maybe I'm gonna use both designs, who knows. Which of course is round. Okay, well this thing may be 50 meters, so I'm gonna make it 50 meters. Of course, this thing is not to scale. That's okay. There's like hatches with rounded corners as well. But is it gonna have like an artillery cannon? Oh god, we can do like the ridiculous thing that it also has like a machine gun turret on top of the turret. That was a hallmark of early tank designs. Like, you've got like a wedding cake of guns. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Let's see. Two. Okay. Let's see. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Are my childish scribbles, do they have any potential? Is there something you think will look good in a steampunk setting? And let's make that a bit more. I'm not a schooled artist. Can you tell? There we go. And if you want to know what I drew the inspiration from, it was this monstrosity. Just a moment. Oh, it's also in War Thunder. What do you know? Of course it's in War Thunder. There we go. I'm gonna paste it over that one. Yep. There we go. You're taking up too much space. No. Since I got this new version of Paint, the eraser is acting really, really weird. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I just also noticed that it's not symmetrical at all. Which I recall. Now I'm seeing it. They also got an antenna on there, but I mean, that's not necessary. That's probably an antenna. It's probably a line that's outside of the picture. So apparently this one did not have the turret on the turret design, but the what is that other French tank called again? Very famous tank. That one also had a cannon in front. It's basically this, but different. Is that the Biz tank? Is that the one I'm thinking about? Yes, it is. The Biz. Oh, that's a shame you cannot see clearly here. But that's the Biz. A tank the Germans used during the Second World War after they conquered France, because its armor was so incredibly thick. It is what they called a infantry tank. And that's kind of like the problem with my setting, because they get their technology from other worlds. Would my world even attempt an infantry tank? Because they know that the concept is not very good. For those who don't know, an infantry tank is a very heavily armored, relatively slow tank that basically is there to. Should there be a gun station at the back of the vehicle? As in artillery, you mean? Or something else? Like, I'm wondering. I'm kind of wondering now, because it would also. I mean, we can. It could look like this. Like there's a platform there. And then we can have our. Well, that's too big. There we go. And this is probably a terrible design. That unless there is enough space here for the crew to stand, for the loader to stand, there's a lot of space they're losing here. Could be a different weapon. Yeah, it could be, of course, but like what I'm thinking now is that this thing should be a support vehicle. I mean, now it has like this little cute little gun turret in case of, enemies coming too close. That's the wonderful thing about thinking about an engineer in this period, because they have no idea what kind of war they're fighting, so they're like little boys, they're imagining all these potential scenarios. And then the aliens are coming at the train, and then we have like this little turret with a machine gun that's going da 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 da, and all the aliens, and then we have this big cannon at the back, and that's gonna blow all the aliens away. Because they have no idea what they're preparing for. Machine guns. We've got room for 2 of those. Yeah. So yeah, it can smash into something. But what would the front look like? Let me see. Did I do my layers correctly? I did not do my layers correctly. Excuse me. Did I not do layers? Why are we not cooperating? Okay. Oh. There we go. Front version 1. Now there are multiple trains in my upcoming book, so I can do multiple things. I can have both versions be included in the next book, essentially. A matter of fact, I think, if I recall, currently people are proofreading my book. The carriage has oops. The carriage. What's happening? Why is my pen not working? What's going on here? Photoshop, what are you doing? Hello? Is something selected? Ah, something was selected. Yeah, that's a thing with Photoshop. I might get Illustrator soon. That's better. Okay. And yeah, we'll see what that will look like. Excuse me. Now let's see. Using the Samoa, or whatever it's pronounced, as an inspiration. So it's kind of like as a slightly sloped side. Then we have the ram. God damn it, there we go. That's not good. There we go. There. And then we have like the attachment thingamajig. It's probably a bit lower. All right. Let's see. Then we have the lights over here, which are in these weird crevices. We don't really. Do we have a front bit? What would the front bit be for? No, I mean, I already kind of like made them, so okay, I'm gonna do this instead. Nah, that's not. Let's see, so we got like this slide thing going all the way down to the wheels. Kind of rounded. Then we get like this second section over there. Oh. Okay. A little bit clean up. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Then what do we do? So we got the cute little. Let's also make it asymmetric because French, or well, because early tank design. They probably like have all their reasons why their tank designs are better than all those other worlds with a watching slit. So we've got the gun here, the observation slit there, and then you've got this bigger thing here, and the cannon that goes kinda obliquely that way. Kinda imagine that to be more of a mortar cannon. There we go. So the artist knows what it is supposed to represent. Probably a bit rounded like this. maybe a little bit of a miscommunication in the factory or something. There we go. And then what's gonna happen? So we've got this weird beetle-like thing right now. Kind of like it. Kind of in vogue with French art history, so to speak. People are still watching my Art Nouveau video. I am so surprised by that. And my Art Deco. I mean, I kind of hoped that would happen because it's a far more accessible topic than steampunk. I should do more Art Nouveau videos. I mean, I could do one on Art Nouveau comics. So definitely have considered doing that. And I need to read more comics anyway. I need to read Alex Alice's stuff. Whose artwork is beautiful. Art Nouveau. I mean, the world is beautiful. It has so many ideas. I mean, I'm not all that enamored with the Ever punk, as some call it, in which space consists out of ether. This is not the only one, the only world where this is the case. There's an anime, Gunbuster, also has this theory that also works in the universe where the ether, the theory on ether was real. I'm just not sure how it really affects everything. Because everything else in that universe seems to be quite according to, as I understand, space travel to work. Maybe there's some theory about wormholes in there that I missed. But it's really tragic because, like, the character is a young girl, typical coming of age story. However, the thing is, because he goes on space travel, every time she returns back to Earth, years have passed in time. So, like, her childhood friend, like, becomes older and older every time she gets back. You know, next time she's, like, just finished university. The other time she has a child. The other time her child has become an adult and she is still just, like, 16, 17. I mean, the main character, I mean. And eventually, in the ending, she is, like, gone for, like, thousands of years by the time that she gets back home. It's really screwed up. And I'm not sure that she is even aware that they won the war by then or not. It's insane to think about. That space travel. If we would ever have a galactic war, you know, don't be surprised if it lasts 1,000 years. Because that's just the amount of time we need to travel from one place to another. It's mind-boggling. You're responding to things that your enemy has done, like, years ago. Something you can do as a hobby. Let's see. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Feel like this should be rounder. I mean, you don't really need to spike when you go with God knows how many miles an hour when you storm at the enemy at full speed. It's more anything that they don't crush you under their weight when you hit them. Kind of to push them aside, as it were. It's interesting. I don't recall ever seeing such a train design. I mean, the reason that's not a train design is probably because it didn't work, but did they ever break the... No, this is how you design an armored train. Speaking of trains, I'm really looking forward to that video game, The Last Train Home. Just hope it will not be another disappointment like... Iron Harvest. Iron Harvest, right? Yeah. The 2020 plus universe. The 1920 plus universe, yeah. I saw that Jamie Stegmaier, the game developer of Scythe, also designed a game. What am I saying? Yes, of course he designed. He's a game designer. Of course he does. No, Jeremy Stegmaier made a sequel to... I don't know if it's a sequel or a expansion. It looked like an expansion. But Expeditions. Front version 1. That's the... What? Why can't I? Oh, I'm still... God damn it. Why is he so sticky tonight? Damn. There we go. Version 1, version 2. Oh. God damn it. What do you think? Let's see. Okay. Oh, let's see. So that would be the front tank. Behind it would be the engine, which I have not developed yet. Let's see. Let's see. Friendship train. No, I want their armored train. Did France have armored trains? That's a good question. I don't know. Well, I'm getting a result that looks like a German one. Considering it has a turret of a Panzer on it. Yeah, I think I may have found one. Be it in miniature, but still. It's a interesting design. That's not very much like how I designed my trains just now. No, oops. Let's see, and then we have the more standard train thing going on. I'm gonna make this a bit quick because I wanted to do this an hour because I already been at this all day and this is supposed to be my vacation. And oh man, there's like a very small exhaust. So this is pushing the armored cart ahead. And it looks pretty much like you would expect a steam engine to look. Really. There's nothing particularly special about it. I'm pretty much already done. that's pretty much it. I mean, we could make it a bit rounder, a bit more Art Deco-y. It's a bit too long right now, but no, I can change that. Just to wait. Okay, not perfect, but hey, that's okay. Alright, that looks more like it. Yeah. And this probably also has like a slit to, I don't know, look through, peer pistol through. Hedge there as well, just in case. I mean, we could go all out and like put a turret on there, but I don't know. Like, is it something that the engineers can use while they're trying to keep the train going, you know? That's kind of the question. I don't know if they could. So, yeah, I'm gonna save this, export this. What time is it? 5. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm tired. And I hope, even though we did not get to chat a lot, I hope you enjoy this type. Maybe if you are an artist, you want to try things, you want to talk about steampunk designs and stuff like that. Let me know if you're interested to join these conversations, you know, try and push the aesthetics of steampunk forward, because that's one of the goals of my series. That's one of the things that I want to achieve with making all the videos that I have. That is why I made the video that I published yesterday. That is more, does surprisingly better than I expected it would. So yeah, I hope. I've got some other ideas. I want to do one about steampunk warfare, because that's something I've been thinking a lot, how to do that well, you know, without it becoming just more fantasy warfare. Of course, in particular, in this particular case, there's going to be an element of fantasy warfare, for the simple reason that the situation is fantastical, in the sense that it is a scenario that you don't see in more how do you say, more settings. You know, when you go, for example, look at StarCraft. I mean, the Terran army basically looks more like, like how you expect conventional armies to look. But these troops are essentially glorified exterminators. So they're designed with that idea in mind, even though they have no idea what that's gonna look like, because that's all terra incognito. So yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna still need to design hangars where they put their robots in. So that's probably gonna be the next priority. We've got a troop sleepers, we've got the engine, we've got the armor. Maybe I'll design another armored vehicle that's purely for infantry support. Infantry support, but I mean with that, it carries heavy weapons, like dedicated artillery, or maybe machine gun platforms. Like, I want to have these quad Viper Vicker Vickers machine guns. Though Viper machine guns. Are those a thing? I mean, name-wise, I mean, I don't particularly care what they look like. But yeah, that's I already have some art for it. I mean, there's so much art I still want for the series, especially when it comes to battles, soldiers. Let me see if I can quickly find this art piece by Johan. There we go. This particular art piece by Johan is like one of the few military ones I've got at the moment. We've got the Airborne Dragoons that's going to be included in the upcoming comic Journey to Elysium. If you are not following yet, please do so. The link is in the description. One of my new artists is interested in doing a comic. God, what is it? Yeah, is interested in doing a comic about casket girls in the future. I love that. We can have a comic with all these weapon systems like this Vickers machine gun nest over there, designed for countering like avians. So I really have to get more into the military stuff and that type of things. But that's kind of the difficulty, because I have to come up with clever alien ideas, or at least alien concepts that are interesting enough to pursue, but also unique enough to pursue. And that's kind of what I'm currently thinking about, because I need to do another comic, another story on the Knights. I've been making designs for those as well. Can I find them real quick in my vast collection of art? I mean, it's a bit ridiculous. Oh, that's the wrong folder. Let me see. It should be. This is the wrong folder. Nights. Let me see. I should have. Yeah. So we've got. Like these are not even all of them. Just realized these also look like characters from a very old video game by Looking Glass Studios. Yeah, these are not even all of them. Let me see. Do I have more? I do not. I should have. I do. So the Percival, which is supposed to be a late design, more futuristic design with big engines on the back. Yeah, I'm still very much in a conceptual phase of designs to see kind of like what would be cool designs to include. What do they do? What are they designed to do? What lessons did they learn? I have to come up with an idea for squires, which are basically they are knights in training, but they're also kind of like combat mechanics. Yeah, that's I guess a good way to seeing it. Combat mechanics who can like perform field repair. So once they become knights, they can actually perform. They can fix their own armor if required. Which would also mean I need to have like one form of logistical armor. What is it called? The peddler? What are they called? There's we have this word in Dutch language called marskramer, which are these traveling merchants who have like a very iconic basket on their back in which they would carry their wares. Yeah, peddler in English. Okay. Hawker. Yeah, it could be an armor called the Hawker, which is a purely utilitarian armor. Let's do that. Let's make it the Hawker, folks. Yeah, and if you want to share ideas or make concepts or designs or whatever or art for the series in general, or just develop your own steampunk aesthetic, let me know. Then we can like arrange more streams like this. Now I'm doing it instead of my usual podcast because I'm on a vacation and I'm doing this. I'm streaming, so yeah. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you thought it was educational. Maybe a little bit of insight into how I work, how I come up with my designs and steampunk concepts. And yeah, I hope to do this again soon. I'm gonna have another conversation with our RPG developer. So he's gonna be very interested in what kind of designs we've come up with in the meantime. And yeah, of course, the Kickstarter. I want to ask you one of these days what you would like to have as an early birds option, because I would like to have our goal reached within what was it last time? We reached it in 8 hours. Right now I am aiming $500 higher. I mean, I'm pretty confident that we'll make it, but I mean, the projects are becoming more ambitious and more expensive. My last book, Anwin, was very expensive to get illustrated, but it was worth it. It looks amazing. I do have a convention coming up for my Dutch viewers. I just got word that we've been confirmed for Fantasy Fest Rijswijk, so I'll be standing there 2 days, and yeah, that be it. Okay, folks, I'm gonna bid you adieu. I'm gonna do something else, probably writing, because I have not done that yet today, and I do wanna get something done. I'll probably be writing lore, because that doesn't require as much work. I'm working on the background of Raw, so that's gonna be exciting. And yeah, as always, make things your